Okay, so we are on the early access server for Warhammer 40,000 Darktide. It's a bit early. When you're seeing this video, it's not early. So we're on the early access build for the Creator Partner Program. Taking a look at the new Hive Scum update, bringing the newest class. So we're just really going to focus on the character customization, just to figure out what we want, when it comes live. This is obviously a very different aesthetic to what I think a lot of people are used to for Darktide and Warhammer 40k. This is more... This to me always gave me the impression from the minute I saw the trailer, it kind of gave me the impression of something that's a bit more like... bit more Necromunda, but obviously it's not Necromunda because the gangs of Necromunda are more... Well, they're more local, aren't they? Interesting that this guy has the Imperial kind of icon there. I guess that means that they're sanctioned to work because they're working with the Inquisition. Childhood. So this is the one thing that I think is very interesting is that these guys, they're not like everyone else. They just aren't the same. These are not rejects. They're not people that have been arrested and pressed into service. And they're not RBTs. These are people that are born and live on Atoma. They're just people that live here and work for one of the different syndicates. So let's have a look. So instead of choosing a world, we just choose our childhood straight away. So Forge Foundling is the first one that's put us on by default, even though it's in the middle for some reason. Whole generations of families live and die in the vast manufactories and forges of the industrial heart of Tertium. Small hands and frames can be useful assets when it comes to clearing blockages and fetching dropped parts that skitter away beneath the endless conveyors and pistons. Gutter Snipe, which is the top one. The sprawling labyrinthine backstreets and alleyways that litter Tertium's Hab districts are home to innumerable dispossessed citizens. These unforgiving, cold doorways housing whole families who have managed to slip beneath the Imperium's notice, whether through censure or simple administrative error. Manufactorum. So, this I'm assuming is like someone that actually just works in a factory. Manufactorum Mudlark. The slag pits and refuse drains that are unavoidable around the larger manufactorums. Oh, it's not a factory worker. It's just someone that, yeah. Unavoidable around the men play host to all sorts of unmentionable mutated creatures that an enterprising young urchin might turn into some coin. This is how your sorry story began. Oh dear. Throneside Tearaway. The great streets of Throneside present a fantastic opportunity for a young petty thief. Distracted nobles with loose purse strings are an easy target. You have to watch for the mags that are never far away. Mags? I'm guessing that's slang for something. Blah, 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 blah. Sumprat. The waste and detritus created by the seething mass of humanity that populates the Hive has to go somewhere. Unfortunately for you, you grew up in the place where it all ends. Oh, God. I guess that means we grew up, at the sewer exit. Orphan Runaway. The Scholar of the Imperium is designed to take in the waifs and strays, and through strict discipline and indoctrination, churn out the next generation of Imperial officers and special forces. It seems you've had other ideas. I like Orphan Runaway. I feel like that would be that would have some really nice contrast with the Arbitrator. Of them all, I think that's the one I'm leaning towards. Carnival Juve. Before the invasion, the Carnival was a bustling, lively district. Certainly not the most salubrious of areas, but a far cry from the empty streets found there today. I feel like Carnival Juve is quite nice. I think that gives you a very personal connection with some of the things that are happening since you know, there are a lot of missions that take place in the carnival area. So Orphan Runway, for this one, for this example, I think I want to go for Carnival Juve. On the live server, I'll probably play Orphan Runway. Growing up. There aren't a lot of options for folk like you growing up, but you had to find a way to overcome the trials of youth. By fair means or foul, incarcerated. Tertium's enforcer precincts are full of incarcerated ne'er-do-wells. Actually, thinking about that, Throneside is also a good one. There are a lot of missions on Throneside. I feel like Throneside Tearaway and Carnival Juve and Orphan Runway. These are the three that I assume are going to give us the most dialogues, because there's a lot of missions in these areas. There are missions in the Forge and the Manufactorum too. And I guess the Sumprat and Gus, yeah, they all have missions. I feel like they all have missions that tie directly into their backstory. So I guess it's not really... I guess it doesn't really matter. You know, I'm going to go with Throneside. Incarcerated. Tertium's enforcer precincts are full of incarcerated ne'er-do-wells. Actually, no. I see. I like incarcerated versus the Orphan Runaway thing. Now that feels like it would be fun. Just really anti... A proper punk, you know? I think that would be fun. Also, found themselves on the wrong side of the Imperial Lex. Many such prisoners are put to work in the manufacturers. Huge chain gangs providing muscle for the massive Imperial machines. Riches to rags, Tertium is so vast that individual fortunes can rise and fall in the seeming blink of an eye, making no appreciable impact on the surrounding city districts. Traders rise to prominence, only to be stripped of their wealth by some overzealous official, or simply to lose it all to a swindler or an ill-advised venture. Out in the wastes, many in Tertium talk in hushed tones about the savages that live outside the city walls, beyond the Forbidden Zone. I wonder if that's a place we'll get to see. That'd be kind of cool. Some say whole tribes live out there. Others know that can't possibly be true. The whole area is irradiated, right? Swindler. Many of the more down-and-heel districts, you have to be careful who you're talking to. Swindlers, conmen, and scam artists ply their trade freely, always ready to relieve some poor unfortunate of their worldly belongings. Barkeep! Before the invasion, the carnival was abuzz with speakeasies, tarot parlors, and watering holes. Most were indistinguishable from the hab blocks from outside, unless you knew what you were looking for. Tragic loss. Hive Tertium is a dangerous place. From cartel fights to industrial accidents, horrible things happen regularly. Rising Star. Every cartel in Tertium has a mass of Juves, all vying for attention from the higher-ranking members. This can be achieved through extreme acts of violence, particularly clever schemes, or by simply ingratiating yourself to a specific cartel member. I don't know which of these I like. I like the idea of out in the wilderness. Out in the wastes. That sounds kind of cool. I wonder if an incarcerated would have a thing. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I don't know, chat. I like the idea of doing, like, of someone who just fucking lives in shit and decides, fuck it, I'm gonna go out into the wasteland. That sounds like a fun idea. Cartel affiliation. Okay. So this is what those symbols are. I'm very curious about them. It's the Iron Raiders ruled by the crazed Lord Magleviathan. These rail-riding marauders are constantly on the move, adopting jury-rigged train carriages for their headquarters. They have deep influence throughout Tertium's artery-like train network, controlling the flow of goods both mundane and illicit. Cartel affiliation changes some customization options. Cool. Cartels are ubiquitous throughout the city of Tertium. Their nefarious schemes entwine with core city infrastructure, and to the general populace, their power is almost indistinguishable from that of the Imperium's official organizations. The show. The backstage. Their secret base, buried deep within the carnival's backstreets, your host presides over the most flamboyant of Tertium's cartels. Given the lawless nature of the carnival, this organization can afford to be more obvious in their dealings. They protect the interests of the cartel districts, of the carnival district's many businesses, including but not limited to stim supply and distribution, gambling dens, and more. Mobian steel production is the heart of Tertium's industry, feeding the tank foundries and the manufacturums with the raw material they need. The tread lightly in everything, and their leader, Lady Steel, have their fingers in everything they can surrounding this industry. From raw material transport to final product delivery, they all come under the influence of this influential cartel. The Water Cartel. You know what I quite like is all of these cartel symbols have been seeded throughout the game before. You'll find them on loads of the different maps. Though I think the Water Cartels is the most obvious. A lot of people thought this might have been like a symbol for a Gene Stealer cult before. Ruled by the Ragged King, the Water Cartel is based in the damp, dripping surrounds of the torrent. From here, they're able to influence both clean and wastewater supplies throughout the Hive. This is the cartel that Zola was affiliated with before joining Grendel and his cause. I kind of like how all of these previous options very much tie into the idea that you end up in one of these places. Let's have a look at customization. Now, I know that there are some new customization options. But a lot of them are going to remain the same as the base game, from what I understand. Eye colors are all the same. Oh, we got... Oh! Okay, yeah, so there's some unique stuff you can get. I guess only the Hivers have the time to dye their hair and care about how they look. Are there any more unique ones? Oh, there's one down here. Cool. Yeah, no. Are there any unique beards? No, no unique beards. Face paint. Okay, there's a lot of, this one looks like he wants to be Batman. I don't know why. It just gives me that vibe. I like that they have this sort of war paint. Some of it does look a bit silly. So a lot of it is like, it seems that there's just a couple of different variants, and then a bunch of different skins that like, are you gonna have tattoos over it? Wait, hang on. If I get rid of all the face paint, I want to see what the tattoos are. I'm also gonna get rid of all the facial hair. I don't actually remember what a lot of the tattoos are like. Body tattoos. I think these ones here are all the same from the base game. Yeah, so it's the full body tattoos, which are the ones from, Oh my god, it's that bit of art that everyone's seen. They've just taken the profile of the Emperor. Ayo. That's cute. That's cute. It's got a little sister. That's cute. I like that. But these guys are very much clearly loyalists. Is that Hestia? Oh no, that's someone else. Second, I thought that was like someone they'd gotten Sister Hestia, like the penance lady, inked on them. Oh. Oh, and you got some extra tattoos from this one is from. Oh, am I not allowed to have that? Man. Anyway, let's go have a look at the femme versions and see what we got. Let's have a look at the unique faces. Oh, so it's mostly just the piercings. I think this is the same face as. No, there is a face that reminds me of that. Is it that one? No, I don't know. I feel like there is a face. It's kind of no. Maybe I'm just imagining it. I'll go with this one. I'll go with this one. We'll go with no scars for now. It's weird though that like piercings are tied to faces. I think that's just a bit weird, but that's just me. That's just me, chat. I like this hair. It's a bit silly, but I like it. Ooh, and that looks cool. Yeah. I like that. How do the other colors look? Purple. Pink. Purple. It does feel a bit weird. I guess they're the only people with the time. But that's a nice look. Does it suit a different face though? Is there another face that this would really suit? Yeah, that feels like a good aesthetic. How are we customizing her brows, chat? I mean, I say chat like you guys are here, but I'm doing this off stream. I think it's just a force of habit at this point. I shouldn't really care this much. Oh, it's an Aquila! Oh, I like that. That feels very cool. I didn't realize that at first. Emo or Aquila. I really like the Aquila. I think that's a good bit of face paint. I don't think we want to have a facial tattoo to match it though. And we obviously have to go full body tattoo, otherwise what's the point? I like the sister tattoo, even though no one's ever going to see it. Okay. So what I'm thinking, I want to have something that ties us into everywhere, right? To get as many different dialogue options as possible. So I think we go orphan. No, because I don't know, because this is for the early act. I don't know how often we'll get to hang out with an arbitrator. So I think everyone's gonna want to be playing the thing. So I'm thinking Throneside Tearaway, Barkeep, And I guess we can go with either the tread lightly's. I don't think we want to go with the show. Because I do think these options may affect dialogue options. I say dialogue options. There are no dialogue options. Let's go with the water cartel. Let's have a listen to the voices.
You know what the real problem is around here? It's not the heretics. It's that every single one of you high and mighty mouth breathers is so drunk on your own stink that you've lost sight of what's important. I think it's time to shake things up. Really get the party started. Oh, it's gonna be fun!
Hey, Al.
Tertian were falling apart even before the invasion. The good nobles don't care what happens to the tithe fodder living down Spire. And the bad ones make life miserable just because they can.
I like this one.
Yes, sir, Tertian were always rotten. We're not fighting for Atoma as it was. We're fighting for what it can be.
I like that. That's so full of hope.
Doesn't matter to me who I'm killing, long as I'm paid. Nobles, Hive Scum, enforcers, they all come to me because I'm the best.
Why
because
are they all
wanted someone
northern?
dead with no questions asked. That's how it works. Talent shines brightest in the dark.
Come on, Killjoys! Work to do!
I feel like this one is just a little bit too,
Up and at 'em, for the Conclave, for Saint Messalina, and a good time!
We're in this together.
Okay. Oh, that resets. Oh, well, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter to me who I'm killing, long as I'm paid. Nobles, Hive Scum, enforcers, they all come to me because I'm the best.
You know what the real problem is round here? It's not the heretics. It's that every single one of you high and mighty man.
I feel like the anarchist is just doing their best, like, Johnny Rotten impression.
You've lost sight of what's important.
I think it's going to get a bit tiring. I like the bounty hunter and the outlaw,
shake
though.
things up.
Tertium was falling apart even before the invasion. The good nobles don't care what happens to the tithe fodder living down
Ooh, I
Spire.
like this voice.
The bad ones make life miserable just because they can.
I feel like I recognize
Yes,
the
sir.
voice actor, though.
Tertium
There's something, I feel like I've heard
was
this
always
voice before. I'm just gonna go back to what I was doing before in terms of character customization. Or at least an approximation of that. I like both of these two. I honestly think these are probably going to be the most common options. She looks too nice. I feel like I need to give her a scar chat. She's just too clean. To find a good one. There we go. Now she looks like she's had she's been cut up a bit. Hang on. That scar layering just has this. Has that always been like that? Yeah, you can kind of see that weird. I don't know. I like that. That's aesthetic. Actually, I quite like that. You don't get to see what's under. What you don't really get to see her bare skin anymore.
Look at me! A respectable citizen. Never thought I'd see the day.
That's cute.
I prefer working solo. Prove me wrong.
She sounds a little bit... You know what? No, I'm going to go with the bounty hunter. I'm just going to go with that random name. What's the prologue for the... I'm very curious as to what the prologue for the Hive Scum is going to be. I hope it's not exactly the same prologue as the other classes. That would be weird to me.